Hello, Motorrad World fans, and welcome to this one-on-one interview that we've organized with RNF MotoGP team Aprilia rider now, Miguel Oliveira, the Portuguese MotoGP superstar. Miguel, thank you so much for joining us. You out in Sepang ready for your first official test of the new year?
Yeah, officially we start the season after a long winter break. It was a long time to wait after the fantastic, amazing first day I had on the Aprilia. So yeah, but everything is ready to go and excited to start tomorrow.
Now, be honest, when you rocked up at Sepang, did you make the mistake of walking into that funny looking orange garage, or did you know exactly where to go?
Actually, yesterday I just met the whole team. We were getting out of the paddock, and yeah, everyone was quite excited to see me. And yeah, of course, the relationship stayed quite good, and it was good the whole time. So I have nothing against them. Yeah, it's all love.
How weird is it gonna be not having Brad Binder as a teammate?
Yeah, I know it will be weird, but yeah, reality hits, and that's what it is. I hope he managed to do well with his new teammate. I'm sure you have no problem because it's two good guys.
So now your mentality, how do you mentally shift in coming into this new season? Because you've been with the other brand for so long, you came out and said yourself, the move was very much to, in a way, get out of your comfort zone, to take your career in, to the next step, to try new things. How has that mentally changed you coming into the new year?
No, mentally, it's more than a reset. It's something exciting to look forward to. I was very much surprised about how the first encounter was and how everything went down. For sure, this test will be a bit different because I have a bit more time, and the team doesn't know well the bike, doesn't know me, and I think it's going to be a nice days to meet. Mentally, you have you have periods where you believe blindly into the project. There's some days where some doubts come, but the days that I felt 100% certain that everything will go right were much more than the days where I had doubts. So I guess now is just get the hands to work, and yeah, there's no shortcut to succeed. It's just work and see how we blend together.
So your first impressions of the Aprilia at the Valencia test, obviously you couldn't come out with too much at the test, but I mean, we all know some of the, I don't want to say problems, but some of the handbrakes, some of the things that were stopping you guys to really perform on the KTM versus the Aprilia. I mean, what were the things that stood out the most? Was it handling? Was it power delivery?
I mean, there were a couple of things. For sure, the handling was something that came out immediately. The turning in of the bike was amazing, and how the engine felt super smooth, good amount of power, and yeah, basically these were the two main areas where I felt immediately, okay, this is a completely different bike. But I started riding the day with the base setup of Maverick, and I've been just riding and trying to see if the bike actually accepts my style, and everything went quite normal. So I have to be happy. I have to be happy that I jumped on the bike, and quite early I was able to be myself, let's say.
I was just going to say that, obviously with the previous bike, you would have had to change your riding style somewhat. You do seem like that, and a lot of people have labeled you almost as a Jorge Lorenzo, let go of the brake, carry a lot of speed. In many ways, you weren't able to do that on the previous bike. So is that something you're going to have to maybe, get out of some of those, you don't want to call them bad habits, but some out of those habits that you had to use to ride the other bike, to ride this bike?
Look, I don't know. Valencia is quite a particular track. It's very short, very low speed corners. Here, I think I will have a better idea of what not to do. So,
Yeah.
I'd really have to wait and see. You know, I've only tested the bike one day, and much time has passed since then, and it would be just talking out of nothing. So I can't really say which habits I need to quit or which ones I need to learn.
So you've been spoken coming into new seasons as a potential title contender before, but it was always like more hopeful than anything because the package wasn't ultimately there. Now, with Aleix Spargo and the amazing work that him and Aprilia did last year, we all know the speed of Miguel Oliveira. We all know you're a more than capable race winner. Now everyone's kind of saying, including myself, that Miguel Oliveira is one to watch on this package. If the team can kind of work around him and get things gelling, this guy's going to be ridiculously fast in this motorbike. So has that put this added pressure on you, and how do you manage that expectations?
Well, I mean, I didn't think in a way that I would see myself as a title contender. I think for the moment, if that happens, it would be something which we as a team need to build. But out of the garage and say that I will be a title contender, I think maybe would be quite optimistic and unrealistic. But everything can happen. We have a new format. We have many points per week, and that we can score. I'm on a fairly performant bike and very constant. We have 2 new tracks. I mean, it's a lot of things that can happen during the season. So why not, for sure, to see myself as a contender. But first, we need to build up the speed, and we know speed will be not enough to be there and win races. So we just need to be patient and work hard. And we have 4 Aprilias. We can share the data. We can learn from each other, and I think that will boost the whole 4 bikes into a better place.
With a new format for the new year, with the sprint races coming in, it's double the effort from you guys in terms of traveling mentally, physically. How has your preparation physically changed for these sprint races? Although it's, you were doing the FP4 anyway. And how much do you commit mentally and physically to the sprint races, knowing that there's a piece of the pie to be gained, but the big prize is still the Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question, for sure. At the moment, everyone in the paddock already understood that those 60 minutes of FP2 will be the qualifying. And it will dictate finally a qualifying that would be for two GP starts, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. Mentally, I don't know how to approach it. It depends how you start, where you start, and physically, I think it will not add much more strain than what we had before. It's true that it's 12 laps in a row, most of the tracks, half of race distance. So it will be tough, but we were doing FP4 anyway, so we just need to take care more about the recovery rather than try to prepare physically for that specific moment. Mentally, it will be more stressful because to have 2 starts in one weekend is not easy.
And you said before the start of the new season that this was going to kind of be tough on all you riders, and are you still happily married with your wife? Is she happy that she's going to see you potentially 1 week this year?
I mean, she knew the agreement when she married me, so she knew the package that she was getting. So I guess she's still happy.
Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up soon, so you're just going to have to start upping the Valentine's Day, upping the birthdays, more expensive presents. That's the best way to do it. Miguel, it's an exciting new challenge, and it's exciting in a way that you guys are starting the first race of the season back in Europe, back in your home country at your home track in Portimao. That must really be exciting, a real boost for you, that this new challenge on a bike that's proven itself as a real title contender, bike that in many ways, from what we've seen so far, looks like it suits you. I mean, all things are kind of just pointing into this great season and a great way to start it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a a pleasure to race in Portugal. It's amazing. It's an amazing track, Portimão, and being a past race winner there, it's always bring me so many nice memories. And I will be in a completely different situation this season, but yeah, it's a Grand Prix which I look forward to because it's the first one, and it will be at my home GP for sure.
And final question for the test this weekend. I mean, there's going to be a lot. It's really that, sometimes us journos and fans forget that it is just a test. We look at it as almost a race, and where you finish is, oh, Miguel's going to do terribly because he was outside the top 10, or, this guy was first. And, how do you get yourself ready for this? And what are you looking forward to just taking out of this test? Is it more just actual seat time, or are there a lot of things you want to try?
No, actually, what I want to achieve with this test is that I'm able to dominate the bike and understand what's going on. That's the main target. I just don't want to be fast because I'm fast. I want to really understand what is the potential of the bike in the changes that we do, and really in what I can improve. That's my target. Yeah.
And how closely are you working with Aprilia? Sorry, just to finish off. I mean, is it a case of here's the bikes, RNF, do your thing, or is it literally an Aprilia team set up as well?
I mean, it's an open garage for the 4 bikes, so everything is shared, and we have quite a good amount of Aprilia guys in our garage, sharing together the work. For sure, our work this weekend will be much more simple because we just need to write the current package. The factory guys have to validate a couple of things, but it will not be our job. But for sure, if it will come to the point where we need to share this kind of work, I think it will happen. But for the moment, our job is just right.
Good stuff. Miguel Oliveira, thank you so much. You're a great ambassador for the sport. I'm a big fan of you personally, and as a MotoGP rider, and wish you nothing but the best of luck throughout the season. You're just not allowed to beat Brad Binder. That's the only thing we ask.
That's no problem. If he arrives first, then we'll have a proper battle.
Good man. All the best, Miguel. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Bye, Rob.